So Johnathan Abram is one of those topics that are really unique among Raider Nation to kind of talk about. But today I just want to bring where his strengths are and where he could really thrive for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2022, and a really key specific role that I could see him playing in this Patrick Graham defense. And primarily, I like to see Johnathan Abram around the line of scrimmage. I like to see him more in the box. I think he's an extremely good tone setter when it comes to run defense. I think he offers you a skill set that he can really get after the passer if you give him more opportunity. Something that I wish Gus Bradley would have done more last season. I liked how Gus Bradley had Johnathan Abram down in the box on more predominantly run-heavy downs, covering running backs out of the backfield. But I really like to see him get after the QBs a little bit more. I know Raider Nation's talking about, oh, he's going to offer you penalties. Look, penalties are a part of the game of football, and I'm not going to let that hinder the defense and things that we do because of the refs. I'm going to go out and I'm going to play an aggressive style of defense, and if that means getting Johnathan Abram, a player who really sets the tone, who could really lay some wood on a quarterback and really set the tone and get the quarterback thinking twice about holding on to the football, then I'm all for it. And so today we're going to kind of break down film of where I could see Patrick Graham plugging Johnathan Abram in to get the best out of his skill sets on display and can really help the Las Vegas Raiders defense. So without further ado, you guys, we're going to jump over to the film room and we're going to break down the strengths of safety Johnathan Abram. So here's a play that Johnathan Abram's really good at, and it's diagnosing plays behind the line of scrimmage. And here we see him in pursuit. He noticed the check down right away. He gets off of his blocker, gets one arm on the wide receiver, and something that he does really good is push this wide receiver to the outside boundary to where the corner is. So when we look at it again, we see that he is forcing this wide receiver to the outside marker where he gets a hand on them and stops it for really a play of no gain. So here's another example of Johnathan Abram covering a running back in the backfield, and I want you guys to notice his skill set here. So at first, it doesn't look like much. It looks like a minimal gain by the running back, but when you really break this down, Johnathan Abram actually saves a touchdown here. And it comes with knowing the boundary marker where he pushes out this running back. And I want you to look at this clear lane. There's no safeties back there. It's him and Johnathan Abram. And if he makes Johnathan Abram miss, you're looking at a score of 6. So this is a great job by Johnathan Abram. So here's where he really thrives, is diagnosing these plays behind the line of scrimmage. Look at him split this and just make a beautiful open field tackle. I mean, look at how he splits these two blockers and just comes through and makes a beautiful play on the runner. I mean, that's a beautiful tackle. Here's Johnathan Abram making a beautiful open field tackle. Just look at this. Boom! Right on Kareem Hunt. This is just where Johnathan Abram just absolutely thrives. And just another example of just how he's able to come down in the box and just lay wood on open field runners. I absolutely love this about Johnathan Abram. So look, is Johnathan Abram this player that's really going to blow you away with his skill set and pass coverage and covering the deep half of the field and blanketing tight ends and covering slot wide receivers? No, that's just not what he does. That's not his game. But what his game is getting aggressive in the run game, sniffing out checkdowns to the running back, sniffing out screens and trick plays behind the line of scrimmage, and an underutilized aspect of his game that I really wish Gus Bradley would have done, but I understand that in that cover 3 system, Gus Bradley didn't dial up a lot of blitzes, but that is an untapped potential, an untapped market in Johnathan Abram's game, and that's let him get after the quarterback a little bit. Get more aggressive in dialing up and getting him involved in some plays behind the line of scrimmage and really forcing the quarterback to make decisions that they don't really want to make. And I think that's an aspect of his game that Patrick Graham could really tap into and really utilize. We've seen that happen with Jamal Adams' game. And not to say that Johnathan Abram is a Jamal Adams, but he is that box safety type of player. And this is a type of guy that I could see Johnathan Abram going out there and getting you 4 sacks a season, maybe a ceiling at 6 sacks a season. And why wouldn't you want to tap into that a little bit and open up that game, that aspect of Johnathan Abram's game that we just haven't seen yet? So what does it mean going forward after post the 2022 season? And I don't want to get into the numbers of a contract or anything like that, but if he can find a role and find a home, look, the Las Vegas Raiders aren't going to have to go out there and break the bank to get Johnathan Abram's services. There's not going to be a lot of teams that want a safety that's in this limited box type of role. So, yeah, moving forward, could he earn a spot with the Las Vegas Raiders? Of course. Could it be less money than that 5th-year option? Of course. So it all depends on what kind of year and if Johnathan Abram can stay healthy for the Las Vegas Raiders. Look, you got players like Tyree Gillespie, Deron Harmon. These are guys that are going to see significant amount of playing time while you kick Johnathan Abram down in that box and let him just utilize his skill set. Deron Harmon offers you adequate coverage skills, and Tyree Gillespie is a young upcoming player that I think has a lot of untapped potential, and I just think he needs more reps. He needs more burn. And I think he'll get that with Patrick Graham. So, Raider Nation, what do you guys think about Johnathan Abram? Do you like the idea of kicking him down in the box and maybe getting a little bit more aggressive with his skill set, getting him after the quarterback, getting his nose in the run game a little bit more, and just really putting him in a position to where he thrives? I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for your guys' support. We're on the brink of 500 subscribers. And I just want to say God bless each and every single one of you guys. Stay tuned for our live sessions. And until next time, you guys, just win, baby.